Joined now by Super Bowl champion, two-time NFL Coach of the Year. I mean, just a legend, an icon, senior advisor for the Bucs, Bruce Arians. Welcome to my show. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, I'm excited, Kay. Great to be here.
Great to see you, as always. It looked like a fun reunion down in Tampa. 50 seasons of Bucs football. We had Allstott and Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp. Who was bringing the most energy during Celebration Weekend?
You know, it was amazing. The guys from the '76 team, Steve DeBerg, an old friend of mine, and all the guys from back in the original Creamsicles, and then Hardy Nickerson and those. And Hardy needs to be up in that Ring of Honor, that's for sure. But it was a great weekend. I can't believe they introduced all those guys at halftime, and the last guy said, "Hey, get off the field because we're about to get fined." But it was a great weekend, other than the game.
You know, Tampa started 3-1 for the third straight year, thanks in large part to, of course, Baker Mayfield. He helped bring him to Tampa back in 2023. He's my favorite quarterback to watch. I think they're going to go deep. They're ready to go. Is the success that he's brought more than you envisioned? Like, what has really impressed you from then until now?
Well, you know, it's not hard to. It's very hard to follow Tom Brady, but when a guy like Baker and his personality, totally different, and I think that's what we needed, and we need now. He's now the face of the franchise. He's playing lights out. You know, every time we get the ball with a minute something left, I say we're going to win the game. And then last week, we didn't quite get it done, but it was a great second half. But, no, I love watching Baker play, and I'm a huge fan of his.
What do people maybe misunderstand about him, or what do you wish people talked about more? Now that you're in the media and you hear all of it, I mean, people love his toughness. They love that. What do you wish got more play?
I think the grit, you know, the grit he plays with. And I love the fact that he talks shit and starts a lot of stuff out there, and that keeps the guys fired up, especially his offensive linemen who are his best friends. And you know, we get Mike Evans back; it's going to be huge, especially now that Chris Godwin's healthy, and get a right tackle back. That we've been playing beat up all year, and but Baker, man, he just brings it, and he brings energy, he brings everything, passion. The fans absolutely love him, and he can he can still spin it.
Bruce, does this team feel special to you? Do they have it?
Yes, they do. We just got to get healthy. I mean, we've had so many injuries early, playing without the left tackle, the right tackle, and now still the whole right side's out. So it's amazing. Jason Licht's done a great job of building depth on that roster, and especially he got a lot of crap for drafting Egbuka, and Egbuka showed he's like, I'm the real deal. And we've already said we lost Mike, we lost Chris in the last couple of years, and we lost games. Now we still have a number one that can go out there and play. We get all three of these guys, and then Jalen McMillan back. I think the Bucs can be a really good team.
Everyone's banged up, Coach. I was reading an AP article about it yesterday, just sort of profiling all of the, neighbors, Purdy, Burrow, Lamar, Roquan, CD, Bosa, everything going on in Tampa Bay. Are there more injuries than ever, and what is happening? From your Super Bowl winning, what's happening?
I don't know, Kay. It's amazing, but it does seem like too many stars are getting hurt, and the game can't afford to lose the stars. And all the people you're naming are all pro guys. That's the people we got to tout on the field. But I think a big part of it is we don't practice anymore. We don't practice in the spring. We don't hit in camp. Guys don't play in the preseason. They get ready for the regular season, and it's not the same. Running in sprints and pushing sleds isn't the same as playing football. And pec injuries and all the things that are happening in September to too many stars. I think we have to go back and relook at how we're practicing and getting ready for the season.
What would be ideal? Like what rule would you go back to? What would be ideal?
You know, I would go back to hitting more. Sounds like sacrilegious now to hit more, but you got to learn how to hit. And we got to play guys in the preseason because it's the only time they learn how to tackle. I mean, you're not going to tackle yourselves in practice. You're not going to tackle in inter scrimmage practices against the other team. So, I mean, the tackling in September is horrendous, and that's because nobody ever practices it. But I think we just need to practice more and get the guys acclimated to the season.
Less preseason games. We need more preseason reps, maybe more action. They need to hurt. They need to hit. Learn how to hit. Because it feels like we're making all these rules to be safer. But when I don't know if it's just my perception because maybe I didn't pay attention as much, but it does feel like there's more injuries than ever.
It really does, especially to star players. You know, I think that's the key. When you start missing the quarterbacks that we're missing and the wide receivers that we're missing, and you know, the freaky ones were. No, it's non-contact and it's a knee injury. Those things happen, and you hate for that to happen. But Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one because we have to get the stars out there.
Coach, you have such a great coaching tree. I don't want to talk about that, though. I feel like that's well talked about. You know, you brought Bulls over. Like, it's really, truly impressive. But I do want to talk about your media darling tree. Let's take a look at some of the people through your career. This is an impressive AF list, Coach. I mean, these are guys who are doing their thing. From Jaws back in the day, you got McAfee, Butler, Pagano, they're part of the McAfee experience. But even like, you know, Richard Sherman, Barrett Brooks, by the way, doing his thing. What is it about you that has created these media darlings, BA?
I don't know. Maybe just having a drink after the game with them all. But it's fun. I wouldn't put Bill Cowher under my tree, but I'm under his. But yeah, it's fun. It's been great to coach all those guys too.
Who do you
great
think
personalities.
in your history? Who's somebody that you wish had done media? Like who, you know, like who do you wish had like gone that route, or maybe should?
Oh gosh, I think the ones that are out there are the ones that belong out there. You know, I don't know if some have tried it and didn't do too well. So I think probably I would like to see Larry Fitzgerald do it but he's too busy making too much money.
That's what I said this morning. I was like, we're making this list and we're going through everybody. And it was like Larry, and he was doing a podcast once upon a time with Tom, who also has a lot of money. But like, Larry doesn't need to do anything. Larry's like drinking an umbrella drink, hopefully somewhere.
Yeah, he did not spend a dime of his football money for those last 5 or 6 years.
Nor does he need to. Will you indulge me and talk me through a play that I've just always wanted to talk to you about?
Sure.
Or a situation. Okay, so this is the game-winning drive, of course, from Super Bowl 43. You were the OC for the Steelers. Let's go here. You orchestrate one of the best drives in Super Bowl history. Take me through this.
Well, you know, we start out with this holding penalty. We go back and I got to put it all on Ben. You know, at this time, Hines Ward could barely run. Nate Washington had a separated shoulder. So there are two guys that he couldn't throw to. And he had Santonio, the running back, and Heath Miller. And Ben was lights out. And, you know, the pump fakes and everything. And I got to put it all on Ben because calling the plays is easy. What he did, especially that last throw, I know Santonio gets all the credit for the catch, but the pump, and then that throw, only about 5 guys in the world can make that throw. And but it was, I knew those toes were down as soon as I was standing right there. I knew those toes were down.
It's an unbelievable situation. I love it so much. I miss you out there. I know you're doing your thing with the Bucs, and we love to see that. Let's talk about what's going on tonight. From the past to the present, we've got Shanahan versus McVay tonight. When you think about that, the story, like, and you didn't have like a Joker to your Batman, right? Because these two are like at odds, similar, whatever. Did you have that?
No,
Carol?
I never. No, those guys. Yeah, well, Pete and I got along. Well, we got along pretty good, but we had some battles when I was in Arizona. That's for sure.
Who was that for you?
We went up there and they went down to our place. But I was only a head coach, you know, for about 8 years. So I didn't get the chance to, other than Pete, you know, Pete and then Jimmy Harbaugh when he was in San Francisco.
When we have
those were good times.
Yeah, I feel like when I look at this, Shanahan's won 8 of 9 between 2019 and 2022, but McVay's won 3 of the 4 since 2023. You've coached against both of them. When you look at that, do they like overthink that matchup? What is the key to getting one in over the other, outside of personnel, and obviously health is, and again, a big deal in this one on the Niners side. When it comes to just those two and the chess game in their offices, respectively, going into this one, what's the key?
Yeah, they both have really good think tanks, you know. And I think back when Mike McDaniel and all those guys were back in San Fran with Kyle, and then Sean had Zach Robinson and all those guys, and they're all out there being head coaches now and doing a hell of a job. But they both do such a great job of listening to their staff and putting together a hell of a game plan. Motion, all the eye candy that they both use, but they're both grounded on the same principles. And that's pound that football and then the play action pass.
You know, I was thinking about who you had that kind of familiarity with in your career, and Vic Fangio did come to mind, right? Like you were with him in Indy. Is that like a? Why are you smiling? When I say Vic Fangio, where does your head go?
We play golf all the time. And have
really?
Cutthroat matches, yes.
I feel like he's a little, like you're so, he's kind of hardcore.
Oh, Vic's all the way, yeah. He's Scranton, PA, baby, Wilkes-Barre. And I'm South Pennsylvania, so we're very, very similar. And We had a lot of fun in Indy, that's for sure.
Who gets the best of who on the golf course now?
Oh, I got him. I know I got him
Really?
now. Yeah, he's working too damn hard. I'm playing golf all the time.
I love that. If Shanahan gets this done tonight, which is crazy because it's without all these key pieces, he might leapfrog Shane Steichen for Coach of the Year, an award that you, my friend, know very well as you've won it not once but twice. Who is your early pick for Coach of the Year?
Yeah, I would say that too if Kyle wins this one with all those injuries. But for me, it's going to be probably Liam Coen. If they continue going, or
Wow.
whoever wins that division between those two, because what Liam's doing early with Trevor Lawrence, I'm really impressed with. That defense is playing lights out. And Shane is obviously taking Jim Irsay's death and put it through the whole team that, hey, we're going to win this thing for Jimmy. And I'm really pulling for him.
When you talk about Liam Coen, when you're talking about him and Trevor, a guy who's won his whole collegiate career, faces adversity, revolving door of people. As the quarterback whisperer, what is he doing that is so effective that you're seeing out of Trevor?
Yeah, I think he's got him playing at a very calm level. You don't take that Superman cape off. We don't need that shit anymore. And just play football and just play quarterback. And, every now and then he'll get high and hot down the middle. But I think he's in an offense now that they run the ball really well. And that's what he's always had. He had that great running back situation in Clemson. So you give him a good running game, give him a great play action game, but the kid can throw it. I mean, he's a #1 pick for a reason. I mean, he's no bust, that's for sure.
I feel like we live in this world where we give up on these quarterbacks faster and faster. But we are seeing a little bit of resistance to that with the Genos, with the Darnolds, going somewhere and sort of rewriting a narrative that, as you know is in the media, it's just hard to do. It's hard to be looked at a different way. Why do you think, as we're talking about, there's more injuries now, but there's also more quarterbacks who are succeeding in their second act? Why is that?
Yeah, I think they were in the right fit, And Baker Mayfield was Rookie of the Year, beat the Steelers in the playoffs. That one still baffled me why he ever left Cleveland. But the rest of the guys, Sam Darnold, same thing. I mean, people just won't have patience. They're going to fire the coach first. Well, there's no continuity with these young guys. They're drafted #1, #2. They're going to bad teams. It's going to take 3 years. Peyton Manning with 3-13, 28 interceptions as a rookie. Flips it around 13-3 the next year. It just takes some time for these guys to get it. And they have to stay in the same offense. You can't keep flipping offenses on these guys and expect them to go out there and play. I think you're going to see a big jump out of Caleb Williams next year. And maybe the second half of this season, but next year, especially in Ben Johnson's offense. And I think that's what it takes. It takes some continuity.
Take some continuity with him and Ben Johnson. You're in on Caleb.
I am. He's a talented guy. And same thing. Leave the Superman cape on the bench and just go play quarterback.
So you and me, I mean, he did those Mahomesian things in college. You and me are sitting at a bar. There's a Chicago fan who's like, F this. He's not the guy, the way he carries himself, the this, that. What would you say?
Give him a chance. All right, give him a chance. Don't judge a quarterback on his fingernails. That's for sure. I mean, the cat can flash spin it, and that's it. I think the Bears fans all of a sudden love the guy. He just won 2. And that's what it takes. It takes a win like the Raider game for them, blocking that field goal to get that belief going. I love the locker room speech afterwards. I thought it was fantastic. And, he's got a lot of weapons, and I think they're heading in the right direction in Chicago.
He looks so confident right now. I'm so happy for him. He just looks happy. He's posting on Instagram. It's really, really exciting. And I wonder, the way that things are now, would people have given up on Peyton Manning after 28 picks in 1998,
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, I would have been first one fired for sure. I was a quarterback coach, so I'd have been gone. No.
That's crazy to think about, Coach.
That's today's game. Tom Moore, one of the greatest offensive coordinators ever, would have been taking heat. But, at that time, we knew we were a young football team, but we were getting better every week in practice. Guys were excited. They practiced hard. And then it was only going to take a couple people on defense to flip it. And, Bill Polian got a lot of heat for trading Marshall Faulk, but then we drafted Edgerrin James, and that really was a missing piece offensively. But then defensively, Cornelius Bennett came in our locker room and really told our guys, hey, you guys are good, man. You just don't believe it. And he changed the culture a little bit in a very, very positive way.
You mentioned what we should judge quarterbacks on, what we shouldn't, what this whole world is about. Did you see what happened with Shedeur yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
He's listed as the third quarterback on the depth chart. He's asked about it. All of that happens. When you saw that, what was the first thing you thought?
Why is the third quarterback getting interviewed? You got nothing to do with the game. Okay, it's all for media clicks, and he's a heck of a personality, but the personality can't come out until you do something on the field. And it's a big week for Dillon Gabriel and a big week for the Browns. I mean, making that transition for him even be available to the press, I don't know why he's doing it.
I mean, you tell me. You know how that works. Is that the front office? Is that the comms team? Like, who's putting him out? So we're saying it's not really on him. We have to protect him. He's a young player.
Yep.
Why are we making him available?
Exactly. To me, I mean, there's no sense to have him available. Whoever's running their media relations should turn that down.
Okay. And then if he gets put in the situation where he's in front of camera, what would you say? Let me ask you this, not even with that. How would you get the best out of Shedeur Sanders? Because he's in this spot where the fame does carry him around. The people are going to be yelling for him. He's not going to get reps with the ones. He's sort of stuck. How would you get the best out of him? How would you handle this?
Just keep growing. Go to practice every day, work hard, and when your time comes, be ready. Make sure that you're preparing to be the starter every single week. And if he is the emergency quarterback, it's going to be in a big situation. So, he looked good in that first ball game, and he looked really, really bad in the second one. But, I mean, we're not in practice every day seeing why Dillon Gabriel's number 2 and he's number 3. But I think Kevin Stefanski's been around long enough to know.
You think the Giants have their guy? Are you excited?
There's no doubt. No doubt. I think what he added excitement-wise to the whole franchise. And the same thing I think Dillon adds, mobility.
Okay.
Jackson brought mobility, runs it in for the touchdown, and gets the whole place going crazy. I think Dillon can add mobility that Joe Flacco didn't have. All right, they're going to load the box and stop the run. Okay. So if he can break out, he can maybe get a couple of 20 or 30-yard runs in there because Dillon's capable of that.
I just fell into the trap. I wanted to ask you about Shedeur because it was a viral story, and then I moved on to JAXSON when really that's such bullshit for Dillon. And I'm sorry. And I've had Dillon on my show before he was even drafted. And I really like him. And I'd like him to succeed. And I think he should be getting all of the love, all of the encouragement, all of the reps. They're talking about splitting reps. None of that. He's got to have 100% buy-in from the offense and the team to be successful. How would you handle Dillon? How do you get his head right? This kid making his debut, Bruce, across the pond, out like 19 time zones away, with Brian freaking Flores on the other side, and then he's got Tomlin when he comes back. What would you do, you and Dillon, in a room if you got to have your hands on him?
Just make sure he knows exactly what he's doing. He's very, very comfortable with the game plan. For me, when I had the young guys, Peyton his rookie year, Andrew Luck the rookie year, here's the game plan. You scratch off any play that you're not totally confident in, that you don't like. Just take it up. I'm not calling any play you don't like and not comfortable with. And let them help you, especially script that first 15. Hey, give me your 5 favorite play actions. Give me your 5 favorite dropbacks. Give me your 3 best screens, and we'll add in the running plays. So those first 15 plays, you're extremely comfortable. And let's make sure we get this ball out of your hands and going to the right guy.
You're the right guy. I'm so appreciative of your time. You have no idea. This is an absolute thrill. And I do want to tell everybody about your charity. I'd love you to add. It's the Arians Family Foundation. Your work in philanthropy has been really inspiring, of course, and more than that, impactful. AriansFamilyFoundation.com. What's going on over there?
Yeah, everything that we do is Kids Voice. And my wife was a CASA, and she started Kids Voice of Indiana way back in 98. And I watched her save these kids one at a time. And if you don't know what a CASA is, it's Court Appointed Special Advocate for the children in the foster care through abuse and neglect. And whether you're their voice and you decide whether they stay in the home or they go moved out of the home, it's a very important job. And I beg seniors to look into this, because I know this. What better mentor for a child than a senior?
Oh, yeah.
And they're bored. I know seniors are looking for things to do. It doesn't take all your time. It's a couple hours a week, and you get a connection. You will get so much out of this being a CASA. And so, yeah, that's what we support. And Arizona, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, the Lake counties here in Georgia and Hillsborough and Pinellas counties in Florida. And my wife just spoke down there and got another award. So at the Florida Gala this past weekend.
Really? It's the AriansFamilyFoundation.com. What an interesting, great idea to have seniors who I can think of 5 people right now who I've had conversations with about what, you know, being bored or what they can do or empty nesting or all of that. What a beautiful idea to go do that. Everybody go to AriansFamilyFoundation.com. Bruce, will you please come back?
Oh, heck yeah, anytime.
Yay,
Okay, you know,
let's
for sure.
go. Love you. Talk to you in a little bit. An absolute legend. I don't even know what to say. I love him so much.